everyone. Welcome to the 5th week of school in my 4th grade classroom. Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Mariely Sanchez and I'm a 4th grade teacher in South Florida. And it's the end of the day on Monday, September 12th, 2022. So I want to give you a rundown of how our day went today and show you some of the learning that we accomplished. So this morning, as soon as my students came in, I had my morning class finish up their summer short story because I want to have them up for the parents to see once they start coming on open house. And also it's a fun activity for the students to do and share a little bit about either what they did during the summer or their favorite thing about summer or an activity that they like to do during summer break. This is a resource that I do sell in my TPT store, so I'll go ahead and link it down below in case you're interested. I also have a version for the autumn, which is coming up real soon, and for the winter. I do have one in the works for the spring, and hopefully once I get that done, I'll bundle it up in my TPT store, which I'll also link down below. So once they finished that, we went ahead and continued on with our Wonders Unit 1, weeks 3 through 4. We're working with realistic fiction and the essential question, how do your actions affect others? So I want to give you a glimpse of what we ended up doing today. So I'm going to take you to our daily slides. These are my daily slides right here. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in full view so that you can see it. And I designed these myself, including the background. So I added these little buttons down here to help me navigate through each day of the week. So if I wanted to go to Tuesday, then Tuesday slides will be there, etc. I do have to create like a little home button. I've been telling myself to create a home button on these slides so I can just go back home and make it easier, but let's just scroll back to the top and show you our Monday slides. So Monday, these are our Monday slides, and this is what our agenda looked like for today. We got through up to the shared read. I did run out of time for the writing, so I'm going to have to really piggyback on that. So here is our ketchup and pickles slide. Basically, they just needed to make sure they finished that summer short story. And then I gave them some pickles activities related to what we're currently working on in reading. So this is where we left off last time with my morning group, which is my block 1. We did watch the video before and took notes on it. And so today we did the study blast and I did the read aloud. So we reviewed the weekly video and went into the study blast, which is part of our Wonder series. It went over friendships and opposite friendships and how opposites attract. And then we went ahead into our reading writing companion and completed this build vocabulary graphic organizer on how our actions affect others, so including the different effects that will come from that. We went over the genre that we're focusing on right now, which is realistic fiction, and I did the read aloud for both classes. I did go over the story arc with my block 1, but we didn't get to go to the Jamboard to complete it, so that'll be something we do tomorrow. And I did read the talent show for block 1, but I didn't make it to block 2, so that's something we'll do tomorrow morning since I start with my block 2 tomorrow morning. And I did go over the vocabulary with my block 1, but again, with my block 2, we ran out of time. So we will make sure to get that done tomorrow since I have them in the morning. So these are just slides that I create. I look at gifts that go along with either the sentence or the definition of the word. And we're also going over idioms. So I did create this slide with little icons to show the different types of idioms that are in our shared read so the students can have some examples of them and use context clues to figure out the actual meaning. We were going to do patterns of power today. We're going to be doing a new focus phrase, which is I use a noun and a verb in my sentences, and this is the homework for the week. So that's pretty much the rundown. And if you are new to my channel and you're a little bit confused as to why I'm only going over reading and writing, it's because this year I'm departmentalized, so I only do ELA, and my co-teacher does math, science, and social studies. So that's what my lessons focus on is ELA, reading, language arts, writing. So let me show you the little booklet that we were using in order to take notes and follow along as we did the video, we did the study blast, and we did the read aloud, and of course that we'll use it along with the shared read, which we will reread tomorrow with my block 1 and read with my block 2. So this is a foldable that I created. It's a little booklet. So they had these guiding questions to answer or to take notes on the video. Then they had these guiding questions to take notes on this video. And then on the inside, they went ahead and followed along as I read the story, and I stopped at different places for them to answer. So they answered, then they turned and talked, and then we shared out as a whole class. And of course, going over idioms. So tomorrow we will complete these little notes on the different elements of the story as well as idioms so that students have a better understanding on that. This is a glimpse of my homework. So this is the homework. All my homework is differentiated because I do have ELL students, regular students, and gifted students. So this was the passage for my ELL students. And this is basically the continuation of our shared read, the talent show. So they will read the passage, answer the question with scaffolded answers, and then they need to complete a story elements graphic organizer that I created based on the story. It's showtime. And then they have their vocabulary words with the cognates, and that is just a study guide, that page. And then they have the activities on the next page, along with 3 vocabulary maps that they complete on 3 words of their choice. For my regular students, they have, again, similar passage. It's the same story, it's just differentiated. And then they have questions that some of them are scaffolded. They will fill out the same graphic organizer and, of course, complete the same vocabulary practice. My advanced group does have a similar passage, it's just a little bit more advanced, and their questions are not scaffolded. So they're asked questions, and then the students need to answer them on the blank spaces. That's basically what I've done today. The other thing that I've done is work with my co-teacher during our planning time today to come up with our PowerPoint for open house because we're doing it together. So I was just tweaking it a little bit after school after we decided what we were gonna talk about and the slides that we were gonna have. So I will show you that later on because I'm really tired and I'm gonna go, but I will see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it is now the end of the day on Tuesday. I'm gonna make this really quick because I am dashing out of here. But today was a great day. We were able to finish reading our shared read, and the students finished the little booklet that I showed you yesterday. So that booklet is all done for both classes. So both classes are all caught up in that particular assignment. I'm trying to look for it so I can show you. Here is block 1. So all of this, or block 2, I should say. All of this is all done and answered. This is my example. And here is block 1. It's basically the same one. I just have 2 copies of each. So there they are. I was actually preparing my open house presentation, but I will show you tomorrow because I am dashing out of here. Tomorrow is our open house. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know how that goes because I'll be here until very late. But I got to dash out and I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday and I'm coming to you in like about 45 minutes. The open house is going to start, but I have the PowerPoint all ready to go. And I wanted to give you a rundown of today. So today we started with ketchup and pickles. I'll show you the slides in a minute. And I had the students finish up a couple of different assignments that they hadn't finished yet. And of course, I gave pickles activities to the students that were done with their assignments. And then we went ahead and read the anchor text Experts Incorporated from our Wonders book. And we looked at the SPADE strategy. So we surveyed the text to looking at the text features to get an idea so that we can then make the prediction, which is the S and the P in SPADE. And then finally read the story so that we do the first A in SPADE, which is analysis. Tomorrow we will reread the story. The students will read it on their own and answer some reading response questions that go along with that particular story so that they can go ahead and dissect the questions and use evidence to support their answer. So basically, let me show you the board because yesterday I didn't get to show you the afternoon class. I did include clips, or if I didn't, I'll include them here, of the story element that my block 2 did yesterday before I saw my block 1. So the one I'm going to show you right now is the one that my block 1 created when I saw them yesterday afternoon. So this is in relation to the talent show. So we looked at the characters, and it was very important that we did this because students were getting confused as far as who Maura was or who Tina was. So we talked about the setting, the when and the where, the conflict, the change agent, and the resolution. And these are the text features that we looked at for today's story, Experts Incorporated. And as you can see, we should have another check here for my afternoon class for SPADE. That is one of our reading strategies. It stands for survey the text, predict, analysis plus annotations equals close reading, dissect the questions, and evidence. Use evidence to back up your answer. So that is pretty much what our lesson today was in ELA. And of course, for writing, I went over the argumentative writing rubric and the features of an argumentative essay, as well as previewing the student model that we're going to analyze, and of course, previewing the prompt that we're going to write about. So here are our Wednesday slides, and this was our agenda. So I did add a timer to catch up in pickles to make sure students knew to track their time and make sure they got assignments done. And then we went on to our reading, going over the genre and our vocabulary. So these are our 8 vocabulary words that we have currently in the reading unit that we are doing. And of course, reviewing idioms. And these are the 4 idioms that we looked at yesterday for the talent show. Then we went ahead and started reading Experts Incorporated and going over the story arc. And these are the reading response questions that the students will answer tomorrow. Here is the paper with our questions, so you can see how I set them up for the students, and they're ready to go. And this was what we were planning to do today in writing. We didn't get through everything, but at least we went through information about argumentative writing and then going over the 3 domains, which is purpose and structure, development, language. And then we also went over the characteristics of an argumentative essay. And tomorrow for both classes, we're going to go over make a claim and why that is important. We're going to look at an example and have a conversation, some collaborative conversations to answer these questions, which of course would lead me into teaching the students how to analyze the prompt. I use APT 123, and how to analyze the prompt that the student model is written to. And then of course, we'll break down the student model part by part so that we can have discussions and see how the student wrote this particular essay. Then we're going to go over our prompt, and as well as reading the sources and gathering evidence as we read each source. It'll look something similar to this so that students know how we gather evidence. And this was their homework, which I have shared in the past. I also had a technician come today into my classroom, and he fixed our AC, so it's nice and cold in here, and it's the same problem that my classroom has had in the past. The heater comes on. I know, it's crazy. And I've had teachers come into my room, I'm like, it feels like you have a heater on, and that's exactly what was happening. So now we shouldn't have a problem. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that the AC continues to work well. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna step into the resource fair, which is happening right before parents come into the classroom, because I just wanna take a few clips of what is down there at the resource fair, and then I'll come back up. I haven't had dinner yet, so yeah, I'll probably have a snack or something once I come back upstairs. So let's take a glimpse at the resource fair, and then I'll let you know how open house went at the end of it. I'm gonna do it together with my co-teacher in her classroom. So the PowerPoint over there is ready to go, and we're just gonna share time speaking and sharing information with the parents. Hey friends, welcome. It's the end of the day, Thursday. Today was a tough day, but I did a great job handling different kinds of chaos that went out throughout the day. I do feel exhausted and tired, but for most of the day, for both classes, the students were rereading the anchor text, Experts Incorporated, and answering the reading response questions that I showed you previously. I also went ahead and taught the students the somebody wanted but so then finally strategy for summarizing a narrative story. So I want to give you a glimpse of one of the examples that I did on the board with one of my classes. So I drew the hand and I put somebody, which is a character, wanted but conflict, so then resolution finally. So I did that over here on the board together with them. So for Experts Incorporated, Rodney wanted to not let his friends down, but he didn't finish the creative writing assignment. So he got inspiration from Jessica Peppermints, then wrote a 4-page essay during lunch. Finally, he turned it in on time and the class earned their pizza party. So I went ahead and I underlined the somebody wanted but so then finally, so students can actually see it happening. Then At the end of class, we went ahead and practiced some vocabulary using the vocabulary practice that Wonders brings. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it. So this one, they're just matching one word to the definition. So if we want hesitated, we will go from here and then drag and drop it so that they make that connection. So I had different students come to the board and be able to manipulate the vocabulary words with their definition. And at the last 4 sets, it was idiom. So they were matching the idiom to what the idiom meant. I'm gonna get going in a moment, but now it started to rain really badly. I mean, take a look outside my window. I don't know if you can really see it, but rain is falling down outside. Yeah. But what I did want to tell you was I wasn't able to give you a rundown of how open house went yesterday. Open house was really great. We went ahead and shared a lot of information with our parents. And at the end, I let the Spanish speaking parents know that if they wanted to further understand what we were sharing, to stay behind. And at the end, I went over pretty much the whole presentation in Spanish. I'm going to work on translating it into Spanish so that they have it, but it's going to take me a couple of days to do it. But I told them to just give me some time and I'll make sure that I share that through Class Dojo, which I forgot to mention. I don't know if I mentioned it. At the beginning of the school year, we were not allowed to use Class Dojo because of new policies on privacy, using third-party websites, etc. But the district finally approved Class Dojo, so everyone can now officially use it again. So we're very excited. I will be sharing the PowerPoint as a PDF format with all of our parents in Class Dojo, and I'm excited. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, that I can now award points to the students through Class Dojo and be able to give them the rewards that we have had in place in our classroom. So let me go ahead and give you a glimpse of the open house PowerPoint presentation. And we got really good feedback from the parents last night, and it was very nice to meet a lot of them and share important information with them. So this is the title slide, and then we went into the superintendent's message and the principal's message, which were both videos. Then we did our introductions and we went over different policies like attendance, uniforms, cell phone use, birthday parties. These are all things that come from our administration. Some classroom expectations. Then I went over our classroom houses. So just a quick overview. I didn't read everything on the slides, but just an overview of the houses and our unifying house and how the houses will get points. We went over our schedule and our curriculum. So specifically, we went over the new Florida standards for learning, the best standards. And with English and language arts, I first started with the ELA expectations, and then we went into each strand and the standards under each of these strands and what we're using in our reading curriculum. I also went over this great infographic that shows the importance of having students read every day. We actually encourage students to read 30 minutes. So we went ahead and shared this information with the parents because it's very important that they read so that they can go ahead and increase their vocabulary. We also went over some strategies on how the parents can help their child with reading. And we also went over how they can apply for a free public library card. Then I went into writing, and I also shared with parents how to help their child with writing at home. Then my co-teacher went over the math section, science and social studies section. So she started with the best standards. She went over the mathematical thinking and reasoning standards. So these are similar to the ELA expectations, but these are for math. And then, of course, the strands and the standards that are under math for 4th graders here in Florida. Then she went over the different things that we are using for math curriculum, and we share with the parents how they can help their child with math at home. She went over the science information as well as the social studies, and then we went over home learning information and policy and the meaning of the different grades and how they can help their child at home with homework. Then we went over the fast testing dates. We already completed the first one, which was last week. Why sleep is important, how they can help their child succeed in 4th grade, and that's basically it. So that was basically the rundown of our open house presentation, so you can have an idea. But right now I'm just gonna gather my things and get going because I need some rest and I deserve it. So I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everyone. It is the end of the day on Friday, and it was a very long day, but we got through it, right? So, this morning, what we ended up doing was reviewing homework. So, going over all the passages, well, the passage that the students had, along with the questions, the graphic organizer for the story elements, as well as their vocabulary practice. Then, we went ahead and read the paired selections, Speaking Out to Stop Bullying. I did that with both classes. And we talked about how it was similar and different to the anchor text and had some really good discussions with that. Then I went ahead and rewarded the students with a few minutes of Minecraft. I did that with both of my classes, so that was really great. So that's basically the highlights for today and for this week. I just finished planning for next week, which is another 5-day school week. And we are starting a new unit, but because I ran out of time because of the progress monitoring testing for the state test of fast, to make sure that I really went through these texts with the students and the standards and the story elements and the idioms. I wanted to make sure that the students had a little bit more time. So instead of doing the assessment today for that particular unit, I'm waiting until Monday. So Monday, as soon as they come in, we do have our laptop cart. They can just get a laptop and start working on their assessment, which they take online. And yes, as soon as they take it, I am able to see how they did. So that's what I'm planning to do. And next week, we also start a new Wonders unit, which I won't start until Tuesday. So I just finished making all of my Blackline Masters for next week because I do use what Wonders gives me, but I like to also create some of my own. So let me just give you a glimpse. So I have my copy box here ready to go to put in my mailbox. I do have a ream of paper already in my mailbox, so I'm just taking the copies that I need to put it in here so that when I come in on Monday, since I come in early, I can make my copies as soon as I come in. So I did make this new booklet. It's just one sheet that is double-sided, and you fold it in half, and it basically introduces them to the new unit. They take notes on the video, they take notes on the study blast to build background knowledge, they take notes on the read aloud that I read to them, and then they'll answer questions based on the shared read. So they have 2 questions here and 2 questions here to answer. Then we have our differentiated passages that will be for homework. So this is the approaching level. This is the on level. I'm not going to use all 4, but they're here for me to use. This is the beyond level for my gifted students. And the last one is for the ELL students. So here it is, which has pictures and helps them. So they have some questions using the text features of the passage. And they are also going to fill in this graphic organizer on main idea or central idea with relevant details so they can summarize it. And I made a new vocabulary packet. This one is the regular one, but I also want to show you the one with the cognates. So here it is. So here are the new 8 words for that unit, and I found pictures to go along with what the meanings are. And then on the back, they do the connect to words. Then they complete the sentence. They're going to connect to writing by writing a paragraph. So they have a choice here. They can either describe a person they know is compassionate or write a paragraph describing how a local business is innovative or exceptional. And then on the back, they have the vocabulary maps on 3 words of their choice. So that is all ready to go for next week. And yeah, that's a lot. I actually ended up staying here a little bit later since I had to deal with something else during my planning time. So I ended up planning after school. It happens. And another great news, I think I mentioned it, I don't know if I did, my Minecraft club got approved. So in October, I'm gonna start an after school Minecraft club that will meet once a week for 10 weeks. And I'm thinking of doing little Minecraft challenges every week so that the students learn how to play in survival Minecraft and build structures and help each other and collaborate and use teamwork to create a community together. So that'll be really exciting, and I can't wait to share more about that. So that, my friends, is all that I have for this week. I hope you enjoy coming along with me on this 5-day, 5th week of school. Next week, we start on week 6. And I'm kind of like, maybe it's still week 5 because our first week of school was literally only 3 days. But That's just how it is. If you enjoyed coming along with me, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile. Hello, dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.